Everybody, this is Alan Powell from the Essex Bridge Center. Welcome to our second class in a series of defensive concepts. We're going to be discussing opening leads versus suit contracts. We've got 6 weeks of classes. This is our second week of 6, right? From here on, we'll be discussing more things like signaling, second, third hand play, and things like that, okay? So opening leads versus suit contracts. They're different from no trump contracts in that choosing which suit to lead and which card to lead in that suit, they're much more closely related, right? They're intertwined in the sense that in no trump contracts, you're really trying to set up your longest suit, right? Longest and strongest. We're always working towards setting up the extra tricks. In suit contracts, your long suits will get trumped, right? So therefore, we're looking to take our tricks before declarer has the option to trump them. We want to get our tricks in before he gets his tricks going and possibly throws ours away. So when you're dealing with suit contracts, the holding in the individual suits is what's going to help you determine what to lead rather than what is your longest and strongest suit, right? So you'd look through all the possible lead, all suits are possible. You want to pick which is the right one based on what you have in each suit, okay? So let's run through the list of possible choices that we want to make here in choosing which suit to lead. These are your A-list choices. These are, you know, the best things. Now, you're not always going to have one from column A, but tops on any list when you're choosing an opening lead will always be partner's suit, okay? So if partner has bid or shown a suit in some way, it should be the first one you think about leading, right? Doesn't mean you have to lead it, but it should definitely be a top consideration. And if you don't lead your partner's suit, you should have a good reason why you didn't, okay? Secondly, you would choose from a strong suit. A strong suit would be a suit with an honor combination that can set up tricks now, right? Or take tricks now, right? Note combination, right? So you're going to have 2 honors at least in this particular combination. What you're not going to have is an unsupported ace. Leading unsupported aces is a good way to make declarers kings good, possibly queens. The leading of an unsupported ace, typically not a good lead. Doesn't mean you don't have to do it occasionally, but it's really going to be very low on your list. As a matter of fact, I didn't even put it on your list today. Doesn't mean you don't have to do it occasionally. So ace king, top of the list, right? Strong suit, honor combination. You think you can probably get 2 tricks right away, assuming, of course, declarer doesn't trump any of them. King queen, still an excellent choice, strong choice. King knocks out the ace, queen will be good on the next round, right? On a good day, maybe your partner will have the ace. You know, on a bad day, it won't turn into a trick, but it's a good combination that you want to work with. Queen jack, you're going to need some help from your partner to be viable, or you're going to need the suit to break, you know, at least 3 cards in every hand. But it's still a good choice, right? Even if it doesn't develop into something, you might, you know, you're not giving declare something in a different suit, okay? You do not need to have a full 3-card sequence here. But it's better if you do, but it's not necessary. And no trump in order to lead an honor, you know, we're very specific about the requirements. A little more relaxed than a suit, okay? The last on the top list of choices here is shortness, and specifically singleton, right? Because A, you can't lead a void, right? And B, doubletons aren't actually good leads, right? They take too much time and effort to set them up and pay them off, right? You have to lead one, you have to get back in, you have to lead it again, you have to get back in, you have to get your partner on lead. He's got to play a card back for you to trump. Probably not going to happen that much. Instead, when you lead doubletons, what you do is you typically help declare set up suits that he was going to work on anyway, right? Your short suits will be declares long suits possibly. The exception to that rule would be a doubleton in your partner suit. That is a fantastic choice because you expect to have partner strength. and therefore, the doubleton is going to be a good choice for you. So generally, shortness, we're talking about singletons, right? Um, should you always lead a singleton when you have it? Not necessarily. There are other things to think about, such as what kind of trump you have, right? And is there a good chance that your partner can get on lead and actually lead the suit for you to rough, right? If there's no chance of partner ever getting on lead, leading a singleton will not do you any good. So it is definitely top choice to consider, but just because you have one doesn't mean you have to lead one, right? So just some idea to on that. Think about what your trump holding is in this circumstance. So if you have trump tricks already and they don't depend on you trumping a suit, such as queen jack 10 9. Okay, so you lose the ace, you lose the king, you get the 10 to 9. You have two trump tricks here, right? So if you lead a singleton and your partner makes you rough one, you were going to get that anyway, right? You're already entitled to two tricks. You didn't gain anything you weren't going to get anyway. And actually, you shortening your good trumps will make declare's life easier, right? Declare might say, "Oh, cool, good. I was going to have to lose that anyway. It's gone. Now I can work on this," and they can't use that card at an embarrassing time for me. So, if you have strong trumps and trump tricks already, shortness will not be the right choice, right? You're going to try and set up tricks in other suits and then still get the trump tricks. If you have weaker trump holdings, like three small or the ace in a couple cards, something like that, especially if you have the ace in a couple cards, your ace is going to be a winner, yes. So you do have a trick there, but the 9 and the 4 will not take a trick without unless you trump something, right? So leading a singleton and trumping will gain tricks in this circumstance. Those small trumps were not going to do any good for you. So that's one consideration when choosing whether to lead shortness or not, right? Is, do you want to trump something? If you want to trump something and it will generate extra tricks for you, shortness, excellent lead, right? All right. So the next, I've made these B-list choices because they're not as great, right? They require some help from your partner. They're a little bit more dangerous in that you might give tricks away. They're not, if you had a choice from one of the first three, you probably would pick that. But on any given hand, you can only work with the cards you are dealt. So leading away from an honor. Notice I said king, queen, and jack only there, not the ace. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Leading away from an honor, it's an aggressive choice because you might give the opponent a trick. But if your partner has something, it might help you. What do I mean by leading away from an honor? I mean that if you have an honor and then several small cards, leading a low card so that you're not leading the actual honor itself. So the 2 from king 7 2, you could do that from 4 cards to honor, 5 cards to honor, whatever you have, right? The reason you're not leading the honor is you don't have the combination necessary, right? King, queen would be necessary to lead the king. So you lead a low one away from the king. And what you're hoping for here is that partner will be able to contribute something in this particular suit to help us, right? So since you're hoping for help from your partner, it's actually better, and this is maybe counterintuitive, to lead away from the higher cards than the lower cards, because if you lead away from a king, you don't need much from your partner to help you. If a partner's got the ace, great. He's got the ace, you got the king, that's 2 tricks, right? And you can get them right now. If he's got the queen, all right. So you lead a low one, he puts the queen on, it forces the ace, your king's good, right? So it's a quickly generated trick if it works. Whereas if you lead away from a jack, partner's got to come up with the queen, certainly, possibly the king, in order for you to get a trick. He could have the queen and the 10 in order for you to get a trick. That's assuming, of course, that the third round doesn't get trumped by declare. So if you lead away from the jack, you're hoping for a lot more help in your partner's hand to pay off. So it's not going to pay off as much for you as leading away from the king. All right. Never, under any circumstances, underlead an ace. What does that mean? Underleading an ace means leading a low card from any holding, which includes the ace. This is a no-no in a suit contract because it's fine in no trump. Absolutely fine in no trump, because in no trump, no one can ever trump your ace. In a suit contract, if you lead a low card away from your ace, somebody else is going to win it, possibly the defense. And if they only had one, your ace will now get trumped. Okay. So under leading an ace against a suit contract is a no-no. I put an example up here for you. So on this particular hand, West is on lead. West has the ace, 6, 4, and the 2. So if West were to lead on this hand and lead the 2 of spades away from the ace, under lead an ace, right? Look what happens. The 2, dummy plays a card. East plays, I don't know, queen, jack, 10, 9, whichever one. They're all equal. And declare wins the king. So declare wins the king. And then on the next round, this suit would be trumped, and West would never win the ace. Okay, so this is the danger. Is it always going to happen that the declare trumps that it costs you? No, but it happens often enough that it is a bad idea, right? First of all, you're giving declare a trick he's not entitled to. Second of all, you're possibly never taking your ace. If you didn't play this suit, declare would never be able to win that king. His king would be played, your ace would win it, and that would be that, right? So never under any circumstances under lead an ace. I'm talking about the opening lead here, right? In the sense that once the cards are on the table, once the dummy's on the table, you have a better idea where the cards are. It's still a dangerous thing to do, but it can be the correct thing to do under leading an ace. It's information, right? Opening lead, it's a blind choice. You haven't seen dummy. You only know your 13 cards in the auction. Far too dangerous to make a very risky play, right? Once the dummy comes down, it's still risky, but if you feel it is the correct strategy, you can do it, all right? So when I say never under any circumstances under lead an ace, I am referring to the opening lead, okay? Leading away from an ace, under lead an ace, terms are interchangeable. You'll hear this statement a lot in bridge when you're out there, right? And it is something to, really ingrain in your opening leads. Leading trump. Now, there is an old saying out there, and I'm not going to use the word maxim because it is not. There's an old saying that when in doubt, lead trump. It is probably some of the worst advice out there, okay? Leading trump just intermittently, randomly, bad idea. That does not say you should never lead trump. When you lead trump, you want to do it because you think declare is going to be able to use those trump effectively, and you want declare not to be able to draw trump. You want to draw declare's trump so that he can't make them separately. You're thinking by leading a trump that declare is going to be able to trump some things in dummy, right? You should be able to lead trump at least twice to do this effectively, because just leading one is not a good idea. And if you only have one trump, you're probably going to be weakening your partner's holding by doing it. And anytime you lead trump, you're doing declare's job for him, right? So if you just do it on random hands where declare was going to get in and draw trump, first of all, you've lost the opportunity to try and set up a trick in another suit. So we say you've lost tempo, right? And secondly, you're doing his job for him and possibly finessing your partner, okay? So never lead a trump because you don't know what else to do. Never lead a trump because you don't, want to do anything. Lead a trump because you are worried that the defenders, that declare is going to maximize the use of his trump and you want to stop him. I've given you a classic example here of a trump lead, and that is looking at the auction. South has opened 1 spade. He's got 5 spades. So do we, right? So spades aren't going to be where they end up playing. Pass. 1 no trump by North. Doesn't have a spade fit, right? Pass. 2 hearts by South. So South has at least 4 hearts. Pass, pass, pass. That second pass there by North is very telling. If he had a couple of spades and 3 hearts, he would have gone back to 2 spades, right? So what we know about his hand is he doesn't have many spades. He's short in spades, and he has some hearts, right? So we could predict from declare's plan, first of all, he's got some bad spades in his hand, and he's going to have to do something with them. And the thing he's going to try to do with them is going to try and trump them in dummy. So Our plan is to stop that, right? Our plan is going to be to lead a heart here. We want to cut down the number of hearts in dummy, right? And if we get back in with a spade, we're going to play another heart. And we would like to make some of those spade tricks, because eventually, if declarer has no more trump and he has a lot of spades in his hand, he's going to have to give us some spades, right? So when the opponents stop in opener second suit, good time to lead trump. That is one of the things, you know, you're going to find that is nothing in bridge is 100% universal, but this is a strong time to consider leading a trump. And because you know something about the declarer's hand, you know he's got spades, he's got hearts, and you know dummy, shortened spades, has some hearts, therefore might trump some spades. We want to stop it. All right. So there are other situations. It's not just this one, but the auction needs to be telling you that declarer is going to make his trump, trying to make his trump separately rather than drawing trump. And it would be in your best interest then to stop him from doing that. Okay. An unbid suit without an honor. All right. So this is a place where, first of all, there's a lot of disagreement as to which card to lead. And secondly, it's really, I'd rather put this on the C list of choices, but sometimes you have to do it. And that is when you have no honor in the suit and you have 3 or 4 or longer small cards, should you lead the suit, first of all? And secondly, which card do you lead? So with 4 cards, you lead your 4th best and you don't have to worry about it. With 3 small cards in the suit, first of all, I strongly suggest you try a different lead. Leading from 3 small cards, the only way you're going to gain anything from this is if your partner has something excellent in this suit, right? And if partner had something excellent in this suit, maybe he would have been able to bid it. He didn't. But barring that, maybe you'll get lucky. More often, what happens is your partner has a little bit in this suit, and you end up helping declare by setting up his suit. And third, which card you lead is going to be confusing for your partner. So leading from 3 small cards, not an option I want to pick, but some days it will be necessary. Which card do you lead from 3 small? Well, the world is divided into 3 camps. Me, personally, I like to lead low. It gives partner the correct count in the suit, right? The danger is partner's going to think you have an honor and therefore defend like you have an honor, and you don't, right? So that's the choice I choose. Is so if I had the 8-5 and the 2, I would lead the 2, right? But there are those who would lead top of nothing. Now, we talked about this last week in No Trump. Top of nothing would deny having an honor in the suit. Your partner, when you led the 8, would not probably think that you have an honor in the suit, right? He'd think you're more likely leading from a doubleton. And because he thinks you're leading from a doubleton, he may well, try to give you a rough or something like that, or, not count the hand correctly. So top of nothing will avoid the problem of partner thinking you have an honor, but it will mislead him as to how many cards you have in the suit. So again, solves one problem, creates another. The last strategy is commonly referred to as mud. You start with the middle one, then you play the high one, then you play the low one. Middle, up, down. That's where it gets its name from. And this does solve the problem. By the time you have played the middle, the up, the down, partner knows what you had, right? He can say, oh, look at that. He has 3 cards in the suit. But by that point, the information is useless, right? So while it solves the problem in a time frame, which doesn't help your partner. You've already played 3 rounds of the suit. You're not going to play anymore. Declare is going to be able to trump it if 3 rounds even go through at this point. So I always like to know how many cards my partner has in the suit, right? So I will always lead low from 3 and never top of nothing and not mud. Okay. But that's my personal preference. And, it's not, nothing out there is 100%. Obviously I'm right and everybody else is wrong, but there's plenty of people in the wrong camps is what I'm trying to say. All right. So let's think about some opening leads. So in this particular hand, looking at your auction, South opens a spade. We pass. North bids 2 spades. Our partner bids 3 hearts. South bids 4 spades. Pass, pass, pass. Well, looking at my hand, I should have already made up my mind during the auction when partner bid 3 hearts that I'm going to lead hearts, right? Partner has bid a suit. I should lead hearts, right? I have a doubleton, top of a doubleton. Easy enough. All right, here. The auction goes 1 spade by South, 3 spades, 4 spades. So no information from partner, right? So when there's no information from partner, you should look at your hand and see if you have, one of the something useful in one of the suits. Now, spades, I don't want to lead trump. I'm going to eliminate that. So looking at my hearts, diamonds, and my clubs, hearts, I have the king, queen, right? It doesn't matter that that's my longest suit, right? If I had 1 less heart and 1 more diamond, I wouldn't pick diamonds because I'm not going for length here. I'm going for the strong honor combination of the king, queen, right? So in this case, I would definitely lead hearts, right? King of hearts. Okay. This one, same auction, 1 spade, 3 spades, 4 spades. So no information has been given on this hand, right? From partner. So I don't have partner. So I have an honor combination there in diamonds, right? Looking at diamonds, that's a possibility. I have the ace of hearts. That's not a possibility because if I led the ace, I'm leading an unsupported ace, and that's not good. And I'm never allowed to underlead an ace. The good suit here is clubs. I have a singleton club. So my hope on this hand is I would lead a club, and partner would at some point gain the lead and give me a club rough, right? Not a guarantee, but if partner had the ace of clubs, I'm going to get it now, right? Club to the ace, club back, trumpet, right? Let's say I lead a club and partner, had the ace of spades. So he gets in the ace of spades in the first round, gives me a club rough, right? So I'm hopeful that partner will gain the lead. And I only have 5 points on this hand. There's probably at least 10 points out there for my partner to have. So partner could easily have a method by which to gain the lead here. So I'm going to lead my singleton club and hope for the best, right? So that's an example of shortness, right? Number 4 here, same auction, 1 spade, 3 spades, 4 spades. Partner didn't bid anything. So in this case, I don't want to leave the trump. Hearts, I have 4 to the king, right? Diamonds, 3 to the ace. Clubs, 4 to the jack. So I can eliminate diamonds. I don't want to lead an unsupported ace, and I will not underlead an ace, right? So diamonds are out. So the choice is between hearts or clubs. Hearts, if I lead a heart, I'm hopeful that I can get from my partner, the ace or the queen, and maybe that'll generate either 1 trick or 2 tricks for me. If I lead clubs, partner's going to have to do the heavy lifting here, right? I'm going to need to find more cards with partner than if I lead a heart. So given that there's no information to make me choose one or the other, nobody bid hearts, nobody bid clubs, I'm going to choose a heart here. It's aggressive, and it may give a trick away, but when they've bid game, I need to get 3 tricks. I've got 1 with the ace of diamonds. I got to generate some more, right? And the fastest way I'm going to generate them is partner has something useful in hearts. Okay. All right. So which card to lead, right? The good thing is we don't have to do quite as much work in order to lead an honor here. Top of touching honors is good enough for me, right? 2 touching honors are going to be what you want to lead here. So ace, king, king, queen, queen, jack, jack 10, 10, 9, 2 cards are sufficient. Now, if you had the 3rd card in the sequence, that's even better, right? King, queen, jack 10, much better. But you don't have to wait around for the extra cards because I want to lead the honor here because I want to set up my tricks faster, and I'm not worried about the long tricks, right? No trump, a race to set up your long suits. Trump contracts, you got to get your winners in before the declarer throws them away and trumps them, right? So you don't have to worry about sequences and broken sequence here. They'll both be covered under the same heading here of top of touching honors, right? If I had king, queen, jack, king, queen, 10, or just king, queen empty, I would lead the king, all right, etc. Interior sequences. You can still make an interior sequence lead, but we are under the restriction. We cannot underlead an ace. So any interior sequence where we would have underled an ace, we will find a different suit to lead, period. Okay. So ace, queen, jack, ace, jack, 10, ace, 10, 9, find a different lead, pick a different suit to lead, right? But if you have king, jack, 10, queen, 10, 9, king, 10, 9, etc., you can lead top of an interior sequence from that, right? And your goal would still be the same, trap the honor in the gap, right? If possible. But you're not going to do it as often because there aren't as many possible. And keep in mind, never underlead an ace in a suit contract. All right. If you don't have touching honors or an interior sequence, then you're going to pick from one of the other possibilities, right? If you have 4 cards in the suit, fourth best, 3 cards in the suit, lead low. Now, because of my personal preference, I've grouped there with 3 cards in the suit. That's 3 cards to an honor or 3 small cards. I've just said lead low, and that way you don't have to worry about, top of nothing in this case or low in another. So that's my personal preference. You could split that out if you and your partner decided that you were going to treat 3 small cards a different way. With 2 cards in the suit, top of doubleton, easy. If you're only going 1 card in the suit, you can pick which one you want to lead. That's a joke, right? You don't have a choice. And always, never under any circumstances underlead an ace on the opening lead. Okay. All right. So let's look at some examples, right? So here, the opponent's open 1 club, pass 1 heart, pass 3 hearts, pass 4 hearts, pass. No bidding by our partner. So look in our hand, we can eliminate a trump, right? So let's look at the other 3 suits. Spades, ace, king, strong combination, looks nice. Diamonds, king, queen, also strong combination. Clubs, first of all, north bid clubs. Second of all, I don't have any honors in it, right? So what would I choose here, diamond or spade? Well, it's absolutely clear that spades are better than diamonds because ace king could be 2 tricks right now. King queen might only set up a trick for later. So on this particular hand, I would choose the ace of spades, top of touching honors, right? So it's a choice between diamonds and spades, and the deciding factor is that the spade honors are better, right? More likely to take some tricks. Okay, hand number 6. So here, 1 spade, 3 spades, 4 spades. Again, partner hasn't been anything useful, right? So looking at our possibilities, I'm not going to lead a trump, so spades are out. Heart, singleton heart, definitely a possibility. Diamonds, king, queen, right? Definitely a possibility. Clubs, 4 small, not a possibility, right? So the choices are going to be between, do I lead diamonds or do I lead shortness? Do I lead my singleton heart? Well, I'm going to lean towards the heart here for a couple of reasons. First of all, roughing a heart will gain me some extra tricks, right? I'm going to win the ace of spades, but if I could trump a heart with the 3, and if I could trump one with the 9 as well, that'd be even better, right? So trumping is good for me here, right? If I can get my partner on lead. And because I have the ace of spades, I know they can't take all the trump out of my hand before I get another chance to play. So if I lead a heart, when they play spades, I'll win my ace, and then I will make my best effort to get my partner on lead to give me my heart rough, right? So controlling the spade suit and the heart makes that the choice that I'm going to go with here. King, queen, as opposed to a singleton, probably most of the times you're going to lead towards the singleton. If you have ace, king in a singleton, you might actually lean towards the ace, king at times because it's usually you can take the ace and it's not too late then to switch to the singleton if you think that's the way to go. All right. But king, queen, if I lead the king, queen, the opponents might win the ace and I never have the opportunity to play my singleton. So I will choose the singleton heart here. Okay. Number 7 here. All right. South. So the auction goes 1 no, Stamen, right? 2 clubs. They found a heart fit, 4 hearts. So I'm not probably going to lead hearts here. So the question is going to be spades. Will I 4 to the king? Diamonds, singleton, shortness, always a possibility. And king, queen of clubs, strong honor combination, definitely a possibility. So how do I choose between the singleton diamond and the clubs? The difference between this hand and the last hand is here I have a natural heart trick, Jack 10, 9, 8. That will be a trick, right? The ace, the king, the queen, but then my last one is going to be a winner. So I already have a heart trick, right? So if I play a diamond over my partner and partner plays back a heart, I'll trump it, right? But unless I was able to do that twice, I was entitled to that trick anyway. So it gains me nothing. Instead, I will probably on this hand choose the king of clubs. So strong honor combination. I'll try and set up a club trick. I still have that heart trick in the bag, right? All right. So set up a club heart trick in the bag. Maybe I make the king of spades. We'll see. All right. So king of clubs, top of touching honors, right? So I had shortness. I chose the honor, top of touching honors because my hearts are already a trick. All right, number 8, the auction goes. 1 spade by partner. All right, perk up your ears. 2 hearts. You have support for spades, 2 spades, right? And then the opponent's paid 4 hearts and it goes pass, 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 right? So what am I going to lead here? Hearts are out, right? I'm not going to lead a trump. Spades, I have Jack 10. That's a possibility, right? Diamonds, king, queen, strong honor combination. That's a possibility. Clubs, no honor, no possibility. But king, queen of diamonds, while it's nice, is not really a possibility either because our partner bid spades on this hand. And I'm going to lead a spade because partner bid them, right? I have no compelling reason not to. And which spade am I going to lead? Jack, top of touching honors, right? Okay. So hopefully that will be able to generate some tricks for us, right? All right, number 9. So 1 heart by South, 2 hearts, 4 hearts. Partner didn't bid anything, didn't tell us anything. So let's look at our possibilities. Spades. 3 spades to the ace. Don't want to lead unsupported aces. Not allowed to underlead it. That's no good. Hearts, queen 3 times. I don't want to lead a heart, especially not from queen third. Maybe I'll make the queen if I don't lead it, but if I lead a heart, I'm going to be given declare some help. Diamonds, same problem as spades. Ace of diamonds, I can't lead it. I don't want to unlead unsupported aces, and I'm not allowed to underlead it. That leaves clubs as a possibility. So I've got 3 small clubs. I'm going to have to pick a club leader here, right? And the lead that I choose when I have 3 small is I do lead a low one. Okay. You might make a different choice. You know, mud would be 4, 5, and then 2. 5 would be top and nothing. But possibly confused with the doubleton. So, you know, that's why you and your partner have to come to some agreement as to how you handle the 3 small issue, because there are going to be times where it is the only choice. All right. Okay. So let's just talk about reading the open and the lead a little bit. First of all, if partner leads top of touching honors, there's 2 things I want you to think about there, right? We spend a little time in no trump trying to figure out what partner had. Now, the choices are going to be smaller here because, you know, partner only has to have the card right underneath it. There's 2 things I want you to think about. First of all, is if partner didn't lead the ace from ace king, partner doesn't have the ace in that suit, right? So if partner leads the king, he doesn't have the ace. Partner leads the queen, he doesn't have the ace. Partner leads the jack, doesn't have the ace. Partner leads the 10, doesn't have the ace. Partner leads the 7, doesn't have the ace. I could go through all 12 cards, and if partner leads one of those 12 cards, he does not have the ace because we never, ever, ever underlead an ace against the suit contract. Second thing to remember is when partner leads top of touching honors, he will have the honor directly under that, right? So if he leads the king, we can place the ace not in his hand, right? And the queen in his hand. If he leads the queen, he's got the jack, but not the ace. If he leads the jack, he's got the 10, but not the ace, right? So if partner leads the king, you can place him with the queen, and you can place declarer with the ace, unless, of course, you are looking at it yourself, okay? So just looking at some thoughts here about our partner's opening lead. So the contract here is 4 hearts. There was nothing remarkable in the auction, and partner has chosen to lead the 2 of spades, right? So the first thing to think to yourself is, okay, declare has the ace of spades. It's not dummy. It's not my hand. It is not in my partner's hand. All right. So I have the king and the jack, and I know declare has the ace. What I really want to know here is who has the queen, right? So can I find out who has the queen? Well, yeah, if you're careful about what you play to the first trick, knowing that declare has the ace, right? So if I play the king on the first trick, declare is going to win the ace. Not a surprise. We know he has it, right? And I do not learn anything about the location of the queen. It could be in South's hand. It could be in partner's hand. It didn't tell me anything, did it? Right? But what if I'm a little cagier than that and I play the jack? All right. Well, then declarer is going to have the option of winning the queen, right? If he wins the queen, well, then I know he has the ace. So still, he has the ace, the queen behind my king jack. No real future in spades. I think I'm probably done with spades. I'll try something else, right? On the other hand, if I play the jack and declare plays the ace when he had the option to play the queen, I know then that partner has the queen. So when I get back on lead, I will probably play my king and possibly play one to my partner's queen and see if we can get some tricks in this suit, right? So by choosing wisely with the knowledge that South has the ace, I'm able to find out what is going on in this suit. King, he plays the ace, tells me nothing. Jack, whether he wins the queen or not, tells me everything I need to know. Okay. Maybe not everything you need to know, but it tells you who has the queen, right? Okay. Another thing to think about. So here, the contract again, 4 hearts, nothing remarkable in the auction. Partner leads the queen of spades. So right away, if partner leads the queen, he doesn't have the card higher than that. So we can automatically mark declare with the king, right? It's not in dummy. It's not in our hand. It's not, it's in declare's hand. And the other thing we can say is that he doesn't have the ace, but I already knew that because I'm looking at it, right? If partner had led the queen and dummy didn't have the ace or king, and I didn't have the ace or king, who has the ace king? Declare has both, right? King, because you with king queen, you would have led the king, so queen denies the king, and he has the ace because you never underlead an ace, right? So given that information, what should you play to the first trick here? You know, declare has the king. So choose wisely, right? If you play low on the first trick, declare is going to win. It's not a surprise. We know he has it, right? What we don't know is how many spades he has. Now, if he has a second spade, our ace will take a trick later, right? But what if the king was singleton, right? Queen, low, low, king wins. If he doesn't have any more spades, my ace is gone, right? So knowing that declare has the king, there's no reason for me to let this first trick go. I'm going to play the ace and I'm going to watch what declare plays. If he plays the king, I know he only has one, and I make my plan from there accordingly. If he plays a low spade under the ace, well, I know he's got the king, so I know the next spade will lose to him. The question is whether he has a third spade and whether we can make partner's jack good or not, right? Because when partner leads the queen, it marks declare with the king, but it marks partner with the jack, right? So we have everything but the king. Does declare have a third spade? The auction might tell me. So it might be right for me to win the ace, and if declare plays low, play another one back. Or I might try something else, depending on whether I think declare has 2 or 3 cards. Okay. So those are a couple examples where we have other considerations more than just what honors partner has. We have to consider the distribution of what partner has, right? And everything will be governed by where we can place the honors from the opening lead. The opening lead, while it only promises 2 cards, the one you lead, the honor you lead, and the other underneath it, it does also place the other ones for you. Okay. So just to summarize a little bit, sum up a little bit, conclusion a little bit. Which suit and which card in that suit to lead? Much more interrelated in a suit contract, right? You're going to look at all the possible suits and the holdings in those suits, and that will help you choose what the opening lead is, as opposed to no trump, where which suit is longest, right? Is the first consideration. That's not your consideration here. It's what do I have in each suit, and which suit will be the best choice. Top of touching honors in a suit against a suit contract, much more relaxed, right? You just need that honor and the honor right underneath it. Getting tricks quickly takes precedence over setting up long suits, right? Because long suits in trump contract get trumped. Leading shortness, leading a trump, not under leading aces, etc. They all add complexity to it, because the actual rules for choosing an opening lead on a given in each suit, pretty simple. However, choosing which suit and the additional possibilities of leading shortness, leading trump, and etc. It does make it just as challenging as leading against non-trump contracts, right? There's no free lunch here. They require different thought processes, right? But it's just important to think about it and make good, consistent decisions so that your partner trusts you have what you're supposed to have. All right. Once again, I came back to partnership trust is priceless. I firmly believe that. And let's leave it there for this week.